Hey guys, it's me, and today I'm here with an exciting new video for you guys, and today I am going to be doing my first ever Boxycharm unboxing. For those of you who may not know, Boxycharm is a monthly beauty subscription service, and there are now 3 tiers. There used to be 2 tiers, but they recently added a 3rd tier. Kind of sort of recently, I think. So the first tier, which is what I have here, is the base box. $25, not including tax. Including tax is going to run you about $26 and some change. And so you pay that and shipping is included and all that jazz and whatnot. And you get 5 full-size beauty related items. So generally there's like a palette of some sorts in each box. You'll get some skincare stuff and some other makeup related items that are full-sized items. And the value for the base box tends to run about anywhere between, like on average, about like $150 typically on average. It can go a little bit above or below that each month though, so don't think they are going to get like $150 worth of products in each box, because sometimes it'll go a little bit lower, sometimes it'll go a little bit higher. I've been wanting to try out Boxycharm for quite some time now, but I just never got around to doing so, just simply because I really don't know. It's because, like, after my experience with trying Ipsy last summer, I tried Ipsy for 3 months last summer, and giving that platform a go and everything, I was just like, this is fun, but it's very hit or miss a lot of the times. And I know when it came to like my first Ipsy glam bag, I wound up decluttering 3 of the 5 items that came in that first bag. And I think most of everything that I've gotten from Ipsy, I have already decluttered. There are only but like a few makeup things that I got from Ipsy that I actually enjoyed and still use and everything, but the items that I wound up really liking were the skincare stuff that they sent me. Because of that, I was a little bit hesitant to try out Boxycharm, but I was just like, I don't know, like, they have brands that are a bit more well-known and you get full-size items and everything. I think I would probably like this a little bit more, so we'll give it a go. But what really sold me on it, there are 2 things, and they're both ad related. So the first ad that I started seeing was actually last month in February, and that was like, if you sign up now with Boxycharm and use this particular code, you can get this eyeshadow palette for free. And I looked at the ad and I looked at the palette and I was like, I mean, that's a good deal and everything, but I'm never going to use that palette, so I'm not going to get this right now. But then they had an ad for this month, March, and it was a similar thing, but they had 2 palettes that you could choose from. And it was like, sign up for Boxycharm now and use either this code or this code, and you can get one of these 2 palettes for free while supplies last, of course, and everything. So it's just like, if you get it, then you get it. If you don't, then you don't. And so I was just like, I actually really do want to try the palettes from both of these brands. But the color story from one brand I liked a little bit more. So one of them, I can't remember the name of the palette, but it was a Hip Top palette. And then the one that I wound up choosing with doing this was the Violet Voss I'll Love You Forever palette. Now, granted, that color story doesn't really appeal to me that much, but I liked it a lot more than the Hip Top palette that was available for this little feature doohickey thing, because that palette, I just knew, just looking at the color story, I would not get that much use out of it. And then I saw a second ad, and this was like an ad for the month of March, and it showed like the things that you could get in the base box for March, and one of them was an eyeshadow palette from a brand that I've been really wanting to try, and that is the Venus 3 palette from Lime Crime. Now, I know I talked about my thoughts and opinions on Lime Crime in a video that I did a couple of months ago called Makeup Brands That I Don't Support video. And I talked about how I'm very conflicted about supporting Lime Crime, but honestly, I've been doing a lot more thinking since then. I think they have done enough to better their wrongs from their past and to move on from the things that happened in the past and have bettered themselves as a company since then. Are there still some flaws within the brand, the company? Absolutely. But I do believe that for the most part, they have bettered themselves. I was just like, okay, cool. So I really want that palette. And since I think nowadays when it comes to Boxycharm, I know it used to be where they would have like multiple different versions of the box each month and everything. I think now everybody gets the same thing. I think that's the case nowadays. I don't know, I could be wrong. But hopefully that palette is in here. I mean, if not, I know on the 23rd of March, by the time this video goes up, like the 23rd has probably already passed. But on the 23rd of March, with Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty, Lime Crime palettes are going to be 50% off. So they're going to be just under 20 bucks each. So if that palette isn't in here, and if I still really want to try it, I can just get it from Ulta for like 19 bucks. But that's enough about me just like babbling on about me signing up for Boxycharm and whatnot. Let's go ahead and dive on into this bad boy. But before we do that, if you guys are new here to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe. And also while you're down there, definitely give this video a thumbs up because that'll help me out a lot. All my links are down in the description box below. And yeah, let's do this. Oh, I should probably also mention, like, this video is not sponsored. Boxycharm don't know who I am. Nobody knows who I am on this platform, so don't worry. Go ahead and crack this baby on open and see what's in here. All right. Oh wow, they got this thing laid out real nice in here. Okay. Like, it is laid out really nice in here, and there's like foam packing in here. Like, look at this. Alright. In here we have a little note card here. It's got this cute little design on it. Like, the flyer makes it seem as if this should be like a St. Patrick's Day themed box and everything. But I mean, it's not. I feel like it's more of like a spring themed box. In a way, I'm kind of glad that it's not St. Patrick's Day themed because I don't like St. Patrick's Day because St. Patrick was an asshole, so yeah. Anyways, but on this card you get like information on everything that is in your box and the retail value for everything. So yeah, let's go ahead and start looking into everything. So automatically up top, like I guys saw, Venus 3 palette is in here. I'm super stoked about this. And it looks so pretty just looking at it. I gotta take this plastic covering off. And the Violet Voss palette is in here. So I got this guy in here as well. So I did get this palette this month. Okay, cool. I think this palette retails for, I think it's $34. I think is how much it retailed for. It's either 34 or 38, something like that. But this is the Lime Crime Venus 3 palette. Got this like cardboard box packaging here. You get like 8 shades that are like purpley, mauvey, a couple of rosy tones in here. It's a really pretty color story. I know in my recent episode of Am I Gonna Buy This New Makeup Releases, I talked about the Flight Club palette from Menagerie Cosmetics and said that it wasn't my thing because it was a very like purple palette and I already have a lot of purples in my collection. The reason why I'm happy to have this guy is because there are more mauve tones in this. The Flight Club palette is definitely more like purples, but this is definitely more like mauvey, rosy type of tones, and it's really pretty. And that palette retails for $38. Yes, that palette retails for $38. So we already have surpassed like the amount of money that I paid for this box. Okay, so this next guy I'm really excited to try out. This is from Glow Recipe. This is the Banana Souffle Moisture Cream. God, I need to turn my ceiling fan on. We're at that stage of like spring where the weather is transitioning and it's not getting warm enough for the AC to cut on. So let me turn my ceiling fan on. And my room has really bad circulation. Even if I have my door open, it's just really poor circulation. But this is the packaging on this sucker. Look at this packaging. That is some nice packaging right there. It's got some nice weight to it. Got a lot of product in here. Oh. That smells nice. Here's the thing. I'm getting over an upper respiratory infection. I thought I might have had COVID. I didn't. My results came in today, actually. Don't have it, but that means I had an upper respiratory infection still. But I lost my sense of smell and taste, and my taste came back yesterday. And my sense of smell, I can't tell like if it's not 100% back yet or if this is just lightly scented, but it does have a banana scent to it. And it smells really pleasant. I'm really excited about trying this guy out. The description on it is a soothing lightweight moisturizer that seals in lasting hydration without clogging pores. Is non-comedogenic and non-acnegenic. I've never seen that word before. Okay. Making it especially good for sensitive skin. Blended with banana, chia seed, magnesium, turmeric, and Sika? Okay. It's your recipe for hydrated, healthy looking skin. And this guy goes for $39. Okay. So already way above like the price that I paid for this box here. Next up, we have an item that I know that I won't be repurchasing ever again. This brand is cruelty free and it's also vegan. It's just the company that made this brand and everything is not one that I support. I'm still going to use it, but once it's gone, then it's gone. And who knows if I decide, that is if I wind up liking it though. But it is the Rose Water Setting Spray from Maven Beauty. This is just the outer box packaging. Setting spray. And the reason why I don't support this brand is that this is Fashion Nova's beauty brand. And I don't support Fashion Nova. They have done a lot of shady stuff in the past. And I just don't trust them. And then they also were just... They weren't reading the room. Because I remember last year when the first round of stimulus checks went out, they like tweeted out like, now that you got your stimulus checks, come spend some money here at Fashion Nova and everything. Use this coupon code to save some extra money. And it's just like, honey, people are dying and have lost jobs. Read the room. This guy goes for $22. That is a lot. That is a lot. Like, I've never used like a high-end setting spray before. So all my setting sprays have been drugstore setting sprays. I think the most I've ever paid for one was maybe... How much was the Flower Beauty one? I think that one might have been like $12, but at the same time, I think it might have been $9. Next up, we have the Cobb Cosmetics Hydrating Lip Oil. Now this guy, I am really excited about trying. This is it. This is a big product right here. It's got a big ass toe foot in there too. So the reason why I'm excited to try this is because I really like hydrating lip products. I'm a sucker for lip balms because I just have like perpetually dry lips, like chapped dry lips at all times. So I love hydrating lip products a lot. The description on this guy says, say goodbye to dry and thirsty and hello to juicy hydrated lips. Your lips will love this non-sticky instant burst of hydration that comes in 6 different tints. Swipe this formula on for comfortable juicy lips all day long. I'm really excited about trying this guy out. This is in the shade Rum Punch as well, if you're curious about the shade that it is. All the people that I saw do like Boxycharm unboxings didn't unbox this, so I'm guessing this is like an exclusive thing and everything. So I guess there are some variants in the boxes with items, but this is the $1 Billion Brows Clear Brow Gel. But this is like the box for it. And this is the packaging itself, like the component. Let's see, they are cruelty-free and vegan, and it's also paraben-free. Okay, cool. Because I've never heard of this brand before, so I was very curious as to whether or not they were or not cruelty-free. So, good thing they are. So everything in this box has been cruelty-free. That's good to hear. That's one of the things that I'm also like very hesitant with trying out like these beauty subscription services, is the fact that if you're someone like myself and you only use cruelty-free products, you never really know if you're going to get a box or an issue of the subscription that's going to be entirely full of products that are cruelty-free. So yeah, but luckily this one is. So let's go ahead and dive on into looking at this palette, the All of You Forever palette from Violet Voss. Like I said, this was something that I redeemed using a code. The packaging of the palette is your typical cardboard packaging. Oh, I actually really like this color story. Now that I'm seeing it in person, I really like this. I really do like this color story. I really do like these shades in here. I will say this though, for a palette that says like I'll Love You Forever, there's really only but maybe 3 olive tone shades in here, maybe 4 if you count this deeper shade up here. That one definitely looks just more like a really deep teal. I really like the colors in here. I might actually do like a separate video using this palette, because I thought about maybe doing like one eye using this palette and one eye using this one, but I actually really like these colors in here. I really do, so I think I'll do a separate video where I'm using this palette. I don't even know if this palette is still available, honestly, because I haven't seen this on Sephora. Or have I? I don't know, I don't remember. Alrighty, so now let's begin actually making myself look pretty. I will say this real quick, the lighting will probably change a lot throughout this video. Surprisingly enough, it doesn't look super dark right now. Hopefully it won't get any darker than this though. But yeah, we had storms come through early this morning. And so like it's been a bit like cloudy and overcast at times. Like right now it seems pretty clear, although there's probably a cloud like covering the sun somewhere right now, but hopefully it won't get too dark in here. Let me go ahead and brush up my hair so that way I can work on my forehead. I'm gonna look crazy for a minute, so just bear with me. The perks of my hair not being long enough to really deal with yet. Alright, so this automatically, like this Glow Recipe moisturizer spreads really far. Like I didn't use that much at all and it's going places. It's a very thin consistency, which I'm getting used to with moisturizers because I've recently tried, well I say I recently tried, I'm still using it, but I got my first ever like gel formula moisturizer, the L Super Hydrate moisturizer, and that's a gel formula, and yeah, it absorbs really quickly into the skin, just like this guy. It feels like it absorbed really quickly. But yeah, we're gonna have that guy on the face. I honestly don't feel like wearing foundation today because complexion wise I'm doing really good today. Like my skin was rough a few days ago and I'll talk a little bit about that in just a bit, but my skin was not having it a few days ago. I'm just gonna lightly fill in my brows, and while I do this I'll let you guys know as to why my skin was not having it a few days ago. So yeah, so last week I got extremely ill. On Friday I was extremely ill on the 12th and I thought that I had COVID. So guys, I was having all the symptoms except for like the really bad cough and like the struggling to breathe bit. Everything else I had though, like I had lost my sense of taste, my sense of smell, and I was just in a state. I was bedridden. I was not in a good spot. I was running a fever the entire day. It was not a good time. I wound up getting over the bulk of the symptoms come Monday. I still had like very few symptoms then, but it was very manageable and it wasn't like I was feeling miserable at all. Like I was like moving around again, my appetite was fully back and I was eating regularly again, even though I still couldn't taste anything, but I was at least feeling more like my normal self again. And then Tuesday I went and got tested and my results came back negative this morning. They just came in this morning. But having to deal with like the stress of just being as ill as I was, my eczema broke out horribly on my face and on my scalp. Like it looked nasty, but I'm doing a lot better now. The only symptom that I'm still dealing with is diarrhea, which I know, TMI, gross, disgusting, I know, but I'm still dealing with it. But Went and got some Imodium this morning, and it has been a godsend. When you've been shitting your brains out for like 2 days straight, like, and you finally take something that just stops you up for several hours, because I took that shit at around 10 o'clock. I haven't taken a shit since about 9:30 this morning. It is currently just shortly after 2. I am so happy right now to not be taking a shit. Okay, so we're gonna move on from gross stuff, and we're gonna move on into this guy, the $1 Billion Brows Clear Brow Gel. I've never used a brow gel before, so I'm really curious as to how this is going to work out. If I can open it up, here we go. So this is the one. It's a pretty big spoolie here. I guess I'll just go in the direction. Oh, this is cold. I guess I'll just go in the direction of my brow hairs, maybe? I don't know. Like I said, I've never used a brow gel before. I really don't need to use this product, but we're gonna give it a go because it's in here. And I've never tried out a product like this before, so let's have fun. Well, see how this goes as it dries. I'll probably wind up giving this to a friend. Oh wait, do we even know anybody that needs a brow gel? I was gonna say I could give this to Astrid, but they shave off their eyebrows. Oh, who would I give this to? I don't know. Alright, well, it might just be stuck with me for a while, I guess, maybe. Prime my eyes using Urban Decay Primer Potion. This is the original formula. I'm just gonna blend it out using a Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. If you can get your hands on this brush, do so, because this is such a good brush for blending out primer and concealer. It is such a good brush for those things. Especially concealer, because it blends out the product really nicely, but it helps to maintain the coverage. I don't know who would be using this as like a crease brush, but if that's you, then that's you, but it ain't me that's using it as a crease brush. Alright, so the first shade that I'm going to dip into, I'm going to pick up the shade here, Dreamy, and I'm just going to pick it up on a fluffy brush here. This is a Wet n Wild blending brush. I'm just going to pop this into the crease. Oh wow, this is pink. I gotta sneeze. Okay. Alrighty, getting back on course here while my eyes are still watering. Alright. This is very pink. This is pink. I was not expecting it to be this pink. I mean, like, in the pan, the shadow looks more like a mauve. Like a mauvey, purpley, pinky type of shade. It looks a lot dustier in the pan. That's the word I'm looking for. It looks dustier in the pan. But on the eyes, this is pink on the eyes. I mean, I'm not mad at it. It's just that this was not what I was expecting to happen. Like, look at this guy in the pan. Like, it looks more mauve toned than it does on the eye. So, yeah. I mean, it's still a pretty shade. I think the next shade that I'm going to pick up is Bliss. I'm going to pick this guy up. I think I'm going to pick it up on the same brush here. Oh man, y'all. Okay, so, as some of you guys might know, Roxy is an outside dog for the most part. She does come inside from time to time, but it's mostly at night when we bring her in. But she is predominantly an outside dog, and that's just because of like how she was raised, and then too she just prefers being outside. It was either Monday or Tuesday. It was one of those 2 days. I was coming down from the mailbox, coming down the driveway, and there was like a flyer that was left in the mailbox. I'm like, okay, this can just be dropped in our recycle bin. So I'm walking down to our recycle bin and I see Roxy just come up to the fence and she's got something in her mouth and I'm like, what is that? And everything, like, what does she have? That's not like a toy of hers and everything. And it looked like she just had like trash, like just in her mouth and whatnot, like debris from like rain runoff just like in her mouth. I'm like, what is this? Like, what do you have? Like, I know she's a weird dog and she will play with almost anything. Like, the dog has chewed on rocks before, okay? She's special. And before you start saying, like, she needs toys, she has plenty of toys. There are also logs in the backyard that she has chewed on and everything. Anyways, so I'm coming down and I'm like, what is that? And as I get closer to, like, the recycle bin, which is close to the fence, I get a look for what it is. I don't know if she caught the squirrel and killed it or if it was already dead when she found it. Got into like the backyard and took it away from her and placed the body in a place where it could be like kept away from her but also be in a spot where scavengers could get a hold of it. Got a look at the body and everything and it looked as if it had been dead for a while. So I honestly don't know if she actually killed that squirrel or not, because just by looking at the body and everything, it looked like it had been dead for a while. I don't want to dip into this shade here, Rapture, but I think it's a satin because it looks like it has like a bit of a sheen to it. Still want to use that shade, so I think I'm just going to take like a tiny amount of that and just run it along the edges here, just to like buff them out ever so slightly. And this eye look is looking so pretty right now. This is lovely. I really like this. Going in a direction that I did not expect it to go in, and I'm pleasantly surprised. Okay, so next up I'm gonna pick up is Ecstasy. And I'm just gonna focus this on the outer portion. Pick it up on like this really tiny blending brush here. This is from Dew Color, I believe is the name of the brand, and how you pronounce that brand. It's like an Amazon brand. And I'm just gonna pop this in the outer V. Well, actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna try to like wing this a little bit. Not to like create like a winged liner type of look or anything, but just to give it like that like winged out type of shape. Kind of get going in that type of direction. If I'm gonna do that, I should probably do my lid shade next. So let me do that actually first. So for that, I'm going to use the shade Beam. This color looks stunning. Absolutely stunning. It's a pretty translucent shade. I thought that I would have like a little bit more oomph to it, but it's super pretty. Like it has like a bit of like a translucent base to it, but it's so pretty though. Because it just adds like this really like ethereal sheen to the lid. I am really loving this palette. This is a really pretty palette. I'm so glad I got this. Like, I have shades similar to this Beam shade in my collection, but this is behaving in the way that I want them all to behave. So we're gonna go back in with the Ecstasy shade, and we're gonna go back to like deepening up like the outer portion of the eye, kind of sort of creating a wing type of shape here. Is it a crisp wing? Absolutely not. Do I really care? No, because I'm going to blend over it with that Wet n Wild brush from earlier. I'm just gonna go over it just to soften it up. I'm actually gonna go in with that first brush from earlier. So just to give it like a bit of a lift. I don't want to make it to be like super defined or anything like that. So, although it would be cool if it would be super defined, but I know that it's just not gonna work for my eye shape. Now comes the hard part, matching this over here. Is this the best eye look I've ever done? Absolutely not. But is it still pretty? Absolutely. I actually really like the blend on this eye a lot more though, honestly. It's a blending brush with a pinched ferrule on it. And I'm gonna take just a tiny amount of Ecstasy. And I'm just gonna start blending this into that crease area. What I think I'll probably do is then I'll just take like a makeup wipe and just like straighten this out, because like with it being so downturned, it is throwing things off a little bit for me. Then I'm just gonna take like a clean blending brush and just blend along that edge there just to soften it up a little bit. What I think I'll do for the bottom lid, I'll take the shade Paradise and just run it along the bottom and the outer corner. So I'll take it on this Japanesque smudger brush, I guess is what it is. And we're going to pick up the shade Paradise. Though it's not paradise. Just going to run this along the lash line. Right in this outer portion of the eye. Like when I look straight ahead. I can take it in within like the first third. Like so. Just to help like close things up a little bit, but tie it in and whatnot, and just add like a little pop of fun there. But I'm gonna build it up just a bit more. And then I'm just gonna take that same clean blending brush from earlier, and I'm just gonna lightly go over the edge there. Let's see how pigmented Heavenly is, because I might actually use this as a brow bone shade. Ooh. Doesn't seem to be super pigmented. You know what? It might work as an inner corner highlight, because it's not super pigmented. So I'm just gonna pick it up on like a little pencil brush here. Like in the pan, the shade looks like it's gonna be a lot darker, but on the eye, as you can see, it's very pale. And I know I probably should have tweezed my brows before doing this, but I could not be bothered. So I just shaved the hair down. So I've used all the shades in this palette except for this last shade, Beloved, here. So yeah, really love this palette. So before I pop on mascara, I actually want to test out this setting spray real quick. Spray is a lot of product, but I feel, oh wait, that's right, I got my ceiling fan on. I was about to say, like, seems like a spray is a lot of product, but not a whole lot landing on me. Got my ceiling fan going. Again, even with it off, it's still mostly landed on my arms. I think like I'm not holding it close enough to my face. Because most of it landed on my arms and on my shirt. So for me, like, I use setting sprays as like a finisher type product. I don't use it as a setting product. And just like feeling it on like the skin, it feels a bit tacky. I'll have to try this out over foundation, see how I feel about it, because I mean, like, I'm not wearing foundation right now. Ooh, got like a residue all over my fingers. Ooh. So go ahead and quickly pop on some mascara. Just gonna throw on some Urban Decay Perversion mascara. I'm not going to use a lash curler today because I just cannot be bothered to. And I'm probably out of frame right now, aren't I? Just about, yeah. But again, cannot be bothered. It's just mascara. Y'all don't need to see me put on mascara. Mascara, I feel, is just like such a wonderful topper for your eye makeup and whatnot. It just helps to pull things together a bit. Love it. Okay, so the last product that I'm going to be trying out is the Cobb lip oil. And again, like I mentioned before, I'm super curious about trying this guy out. Okay, so this is the applicator. Has all the product built up there. So let's give this a go. Look at the doe foot. It has like this dip in there for it to like collect extra product in. It's really nice. It feels really nice on the lips. And I might have put on a little too much, but I don't care because I don't have any makeup on besides like the eyes and like brows. It feels really nice and comfortable on the lips though. And it adds just like the teeniest, tiniest bit of a tint. I like this. I like this so far. I'll have to continue using it, like this guy here as well as the Glow Recipe Banana Souffle Moisture Cream. These two products I'm going to have to like continue to use for a while to develop like full-on opinions on. But I'm really liking this lip oil though. It looks really nice and shiny. Okay, so the makeup is done. It's a very simple, very, very simple look today because I just didn't feel like doing face makeup, so yeah, sue me. So the first item that I used was the Glow Recipe Banana Souffle Moisture Cream. This guy right here, I am going to have to continue to use it because when it comes to skincare items, you do need to use them multiple times in order to develop a good opinion on them. But just going based off of my initial application of it, it absorbed really quickly into the skin and just all in all, just felt really nice on the skin going on. I'll have to continue using it, like I said, but I really do like the packaging. You get a decent amount of product in here. You get 50 mils, which is equivalent to 1.7 fluid ounces. So you get a decent amount of product in here. The brow gel, I don't know how often I'll use it because this is a type of product that I don't really need. Because I don't have unruly brows at all. So I don't know how often I'll actually use this product. So I'm not saying it's a flop, but I don't know if I'm ever going to use it. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get myself to use it, but if I wind up not using it, don't be surprised. Venus palette I loved. This is a great palette. It's so pretty. It looks so nice. I love how this look turned out. This did not go at all like I expected it to because, I mean, like when you look at the shadows in the pan, they do not look as if they would be like this punchy and pink on the eyes like they do. And I really do like that. I like the fact that it's a lot punchier than I thought that it would be. The Maven Beauty Rose Water Setting Spray I'll have to try out over foundation. But just by using it today, I don't know if this will be a product for me though. I think this is probably going to be like a setting spray that is not specific to a particular type of skin type and everything. Like this is like a good for everyone type of product. I prefer setting sprays that leave like a glow to the skin. I might wind up parting ways with this guy and giving it to someone who will get some good use out of it. But for me, I don't know. I'll have to continue playing with this guy. And then lastly, the Cobb lip oil. I really like this. I really like this. It feels really nice on the lips. It looks nice on the lips. I love the shine of it. And I definitely am really liking this guy. This is gonna be like one of those items where it's just like, I'm gonna wear this like on a regular day when I'm not wearing makeup because it's just like, it just feels so nice. But this was my first time experiencing Boxycharm and honestly, I really enjoyed it. It was really nice trying out some new products. Like, I know that there are like a couple items that are like a bit like misses for me, but like one of them is because like I don't think it's like the type of product that is going to really benefit me in the long run, and then the other product is just like something that I don't necessarily need. So but everything else though, like I really do enjoy. So alright. I'm looking forward to seeing what all else I will experience. Now, I think I'll probably do like I did with Ipsy and try this out for 3 months, but I might extend it to 4 because if I just do it for 3 months, then May will be the last month that I do it. But June is my birthday month. If you guys get Boxycharm, did you guys enjoy the items that you guys got in your box this month? Let me know. I'd be curious to see like some of the different items that some people got, because as far as I know, this is the only product that I have seen that wasn't in somebody else's box. But then again, I've only have seen but 2 other unboxings. So yeah, and then when I saw like the ad for this month's box that showed like the different items in it, I think this item wasn't even on there. So I'm really curious as to what the 5th item was that some people got, because it seems like the first 4 items are like the same. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until I see you guys in my next video, whenever the hell that may be, goodbye.